Good evening, everyone. Majo to our Ghanaian audience. On behalf of the Society of Petroleum Engineers, University of Ibadan, and Regional Maritime University, I warmly welcome you to today's webinar tagged Empowering the Next Generation of Energy Leaders in Africa. And we have with us the SPE Regional Director Africa in person of Dr. Riverson Oppong. With his wealth of experience spanning over 2 decades across the global energy sector, I can confidently say that we are in safe hands today. So I want us to sit back, to be relaxed, and pay maximum attention because we would be gaining insights from our keynote speaker. All right, my name is Adejumo Excellence, and I am honored to serve as your moderator for this session. So, our amazing participants joining from Nigeria and Ghana, you are very much seen and celebrated. To our Ghanaian audience, Akwaba. And as we say in Nigeria, you are highly welcome. Today, we are one big family. So, wherever you are joining us from, we are super glad to have you. Please, if you can hear me, please hit the thumbs up button on the chat. Thank you so much. All right. I would run through the order of events. So, please stay tuned and please pay rapt attention to the following. All right. So we just had the just concluded national anthem. And next we'll be having our safety moments, which will be anchored by the moderator. We have the opening and welcome address by the SPERMU president. We'll be having icebreaker session anchored by the moderator as well. And also the speaker's citations reading by the diversity and inclusion lead of SPERMU. Also, we'll be having our speaker presentation. We'll be having our speaker presentation, and Dr. Riverson will be here to dish out value to us. So please stay tuned. And also, we'll be having our questions and also answers to our questions afterwards. And we'll be having the leadership lead of SPEUI give us the membership drive. And finally, to wrap it up, we'll be having our closing remarks from the SPEUI president. All right. So before we proceed, we have a quick safety reminder. I'll be running through the safety moments for this session, so please pay maximum attention. So please review the following safety precautions. One, do not watch while driving. For safety reasons, do not attend virtual meetings while driving. So if you are currently driving and you are on this virtual meeting, I would implore you to stop driving so that you would pay maximum attention to the webinar. And also, please ensure you can hear the fire alarm with your headset. So please make sure that your headset is not so loud that you can't hear the fire alarm. Also, mute your mic when not speaking. So please, if you are not speaking, kindly mute your mic so that we can have a serene environment. Also, use the chat button. We have Q for our questions and C for comments. So if you'll be asking questions, so please indicate by typing the letter A to indicate your questions and the letter C to indicate your comments. And also kindly raise your hands to speak. We have that feature on the call. So please, if you have something to say, probably you have questions to ask during the question and answer session, kindly raise up your hands to speak. And also be at alert and be aware of your environment. And lastly, stay safe. Please stay safe. And to add to that, which is not on the list here, please, we all need your participation. We don't want this to feel like a lecture. This is not a lecture, but we want it to be a conversation. So please feel free to engage with us. So can I get our thumbs up to show that we're still with me? All right, thank you so much. Thank you. And next we'll be having our opening and welcome address. So my Ghanaian audience, Etisen, Akoaba, you are welcome to this session. And please, if our hands are not too busy, I want us to jam our hands together as we welcome Leslie Brown Malui, the SPE Regional Maritime University, Ghana, as he gives us the opening remarks. The floor is yours.
Good afternoon and good evening from wherever you are listening from. A special good evening to our distinguished guests, respected faculty, our guest speaker, and all participants joining us today. On behalf of the Society of Petroleum Engineers, Regional Maritime University Student Chapter, I am honored to welcome you to this webinar on empowering the next generation of energy leaders in Africa, hosted in collaboration with the SPE Student Chapter of University of Ibadan. Africa's university, Africa's energy future depends greatly on the capacity, innovation, and leadership of its young professionals. Platforms like this provide an opportunity for students to learn from experienced industry leaders, exchange ideas, and prepare themselves to contribute meaningfully to the evolving energy landscape. We are particularly privileged to have Dr. Riverson Oppong with us today. His experience and insight will undoubtedly inspire and guide many aspiring professionals across our institutions. To our colleagues at the University of Ibadan, thank you for this valuable collaboration. And to all participants, I encourage you to actively engage and make the most of this session. Thank you.
A round of applause for Mr. President. Mr. President Midase Bebri, thank you very much for that. At this point, we would love to get to know you better. I would love to get to know you better as well. So kindly scan the barcode on the screen or visit menti.com and enter the code provided on the screen. So we have the barcode on the screen, and we also have the code to join using menti.com. So I would just be saying the code now: 56024823. So kindly join using that. The link is in the chat. The link to menti.com is in the chat, so you can use that. I'm expecting us. I would like to know us, spanning from Ibadan here to Accra and to wherever we are listening from. So please, let's be fast about that and join. Once again, the code is 56024823. 56024823. Oh, that's nice. Drop your favorite emoji if you are ready. Let's see our favorite emojis. Oh, I'm waiting for us. Our favorite emojis. If you are ready, let's drop it in menti.com as we are signing in. Oh, that's nice. We have the smiley emoji, the love one, the one with appreciation. All right. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. All right. So I think we can move to the next. Please, the link is in the chat box if you have not joined. We are quite much on the call, so please, we have 24 participants. All right, where are you listening from? Nigeria, University of Ibadan. University of Ibadan people, let's show them that we are on this call. Please, let's come out in our numbers. I have Ghana. All right, my Ghanaian people. At this point, with the Twi language I'm saying, you people better sign me up and make me your ambassador in UI. All right. I have Ilorin, I have Accra, SPEUI. Yes, yes, yes. SPERMU, you're waiting. Let's keep it coming. Lagos, Nigeria. All right, all right, all right. It's nice to have us on the call. That's nice. Thank you so much. Okay, so to the next question. What is your current designation? Are you a student? Are you a graduate? Are you a young professional? Um, we have Dr. Riverson, which is the SPE Regional Director Africa. That's his own designation. So, are you a student? Are you SPUS student, SPERMU student? You're a young professional in the engineering sector, body engineer. Ooh, all right. I have Nepo baby too. Wow. Nepo baby. Hey. I have VC. The VC of which institution, please? Oh, SPUI students. Yes, yes. We are representing our numbers. Thank you. A student, a young engineer, student engineer. All right, that's so nice. So nice. All right, at least I know where we are from. I know our designations. All right, the next question. The next question, please. Are you a member of the Society of Petroleum Engineers? Yes or no? Ha, I am saying no, okay. Yes, yes, yes. Please, please. If you would like to enjoy more opportunities like this, I bet it with you. SPE is the best place to be. Yes, since 2024. Wow. I'm happy. All right. Oh, SPE to the world. Yes, yes. SPE with my full chest. All right. That's so nice to hear. So for those that are not yet SPE members, please do not be quick to leave. There would be a membership drive during the session. All right, the next question, please. Oh, all right. Are you a member of the Society of Petroleum Engineers? This is what we just concluded. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, that's so nice to hear. The next question. You think so? Wow. Okay, we've come to the end of the icebreaker session. Please, I need a round of applauses. Let's jam our hands together. We did so well from Ibadan to Accra to Ilorin to Lagos, Nigeria. I'm glad to know you and I'm glad that we get to know ourselves as well. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. And up next, we'll be having our speaker citations reading. We'll be having a speaker citation reading, and I'll be calling on the SPERMU Diversity and Inclusion Lead in person of Aisha Abdul Jalil to kindly give us speaker citation. Aisha, the floor is yours.
Mm, Good afternoon and good evening. Thank you very much, Excellence. Good afternoon, good evening to everybody wherever you are. It is my pleasure to welcome you to today's webinar. I am honored to introduce our speaker, Dr. Riverson Oppong, a seasoned industry professional with over 2 decades of global experience spanning upstream and downstream oil and gas, academia, and public policies of energy transition, gas pricing, and master planning in Ghana, Africa, and the Middle East and Europe. A renowned expert with a global presence. He has delivered lectures across Europe and Africa and authored three impactful books with over 500 citations. With unflinching dedication to Africa's energy sector, he is industrious in offering solutions to the people in the continent's energy sector. His contributions have earned him numerous awards, including the 2024 SPE International Century Award, the 2023 SPE Regional Management Award, the 2022 SPE Distinguished Service Award, and Presidential Millennium Excellence Award. In 2022, he was named one of Africa's top 10 energy thought leader by Gurus and Prospects magazine. It's an honor to have you, Dr. Riverson Oppong, on board. Please join me to warmly welcome Dr. Riverson Oppong. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisha. Thank you so much. So, with such an impressive profile that we can all agree with me, we are all in capable hands. So, please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker once again in person of Dr. Riverson Oppong. Dr. Riverson, sir, the floor is yours.
All right. Wonderful afternoon, evening to everybody, depending on where you are at the moment. I always take it as a privilege having spend time with students and young professionals. Um, Today, I'll be talking to you, even as a young professional myself. Allow me to share my screen, if there's an opportunity to do so. Mm,
You can share your screen, sir.
Right, thank you. All right, there you go. Can you confirm that you can see the screen? That's fantastic. Awesome. So here I'm talking today about empowering the next generation of energy leaders in Africa. And I always say that I see myself as a young professional. I see myself as a student like you all, because education is the one of the things that will never stop in one's life until your creator calls you back to where you belong to. Even those in the corporate world would confirm that we learn every day. We come across new challenges, we come across new tasks that are beyond and above our capability. And one needs to learn further to be able to deliver. But all in all, whether our corporate life, our family life, believe me or not, you're going to learn every day. So we are here for empowering the next generation of energy leaders in Africa. It's very timely because most probably timelier than ever before because of what is happening in the global oil marketing space. So my name is Riverson, and I'm glad to be chairing or to be speaking to you from the land of Gold Coast, now called Ghana. So basically, you're going to cut across 9 thematic areas. Africa, that's going to take a look at the Africa's energy landscape, where we sit as a continent. Also going to look at the demographic dividends, look at the challenges facing you and I as young professionals. Why do that if you cannot talk about the pillars of empowerment? what do we need to break the challenges that we face? I always say that life without challenge is like life without breathing. We need to breathe, so we need to meet challenges. It's out of challenges that characters are being made, and that's even biblical, also in the Quran, in a way. Also, look at the key competence for the energy leader. You and I are the future leaders. What competences, what skill sets do we need to find ourselves and embrace with in order to see ourselves there? Because you're going to get there regardless of whatever we believe in. And what SPE has for you to grow. Look at the digital innovation in the energy space, the energy transition pathway for Africa, what we stand to gain, and also call to action for the next generation. So that's where I'll be ending talk. I intend to spend very little time presenting it so I can have time to chat with you. All in all, by 5 o'clock my time, which will be 6 o'clock Nigerian time, I should be done with you to join another very important meeting. So here we go. It is no joke that Africa lacks access to electricity. We will keep on saying it and saying it and saying it until we drop to 100 million, maybe nothing at all. This has nothing to do with how much energy we can generate. If you can generate for everybody, all the billions of people that live in the continent, but people cannot have access to it. Believe me or not, there's no use for even generating the power. So, also going to look at the investment needs needed for the next decades, where we want to realize most of the demand as far as accessibility and availability is concerned, right? Because the demand aspect will look at how much you can produce or how much you can generate and how much you can get access to, right? That's the demand. But whether we can purchase it is dependent on affordability. The global energy sector jobs today stands at 76 million, according to IEA. And then 40% more graduates needed to close the gap. And these are realistic figures because if you're looking at investing $1.3 trillion into the energy space, it means that somebody needs to work, right? It means that somebody needs to do something. And that calls for employment in the space. Often than not, when I hear young professionals say that I'm not getting a job, it becomes funny. And because I sit here and I also know that people are looking for people to employ and they're not getting it. So we need to balance the equation. At least it's not 10%, it's not 20%, it's 40% more graduate needed. Okay. The oil and gas resilience. Africa holds 7% to 9% of global proven oil and gas reserves. Discoveries from Namibia, Mozambique, the western coast, and even the central coast of Gabon, Cameroon, Chad are all significant, and they're going to reshape the continent's energy map. We need these resources. We need a revenue that will come from these resources. But at the same time, I believe that we need infrastructure that would warrant the demand that we need locally ourselves. Okay. The renewable surge, solar, wind, and geothermal projects are accelerating. When you go to the eastern part of the African continent, it's so beautiful. If you look at the dams, if you look at the hydropower that countries like Ethiopia are harnessing from multi-billion contracts. When you go to Kenya and you talk about geothermal, number 1 in Africa, number 5 in the whole world. And Ethiopia also has geothermal anyway. Tanzania has geothermal. And in the western corridors of the continent, you have the natural resources in terms of the natural minerals, not only the oil and gas that is required to make the renewable space work. Okay, so you need all those rich minerals, mining it, and making sure that they enter into the local market first before it's been exported. Gas to bridge the fuel, and that's where Nigeria comes in. That is where Angola comes in. And that is where Libya and the northern part of Africa comes in. You know, Senegal today is having their second train or third train as far as transport is concerned for LNG. And that's beautiful. You can only imagine how much revenue the government is going to get to develop the country. And then this is the kind of discussions that we want to have with government to understand what they are using the money for. Capacity building, like I saw in the Nigerian Local Content Act, is beautiful. And I believe that Ghana learned that from Nigeria as well. We have 60% of the population in Africa that are under 25 years. So if you're less than 25 years, you belong to this category. And this is a very, very hopeful situation. It means that we have hope. It means that the majority of the population of the continent of Africa are you. That's you and I, because I'm 24 and a half years. I'm still very young. I don't know about you. You know, but globally, we do have under 25 years in the entire world, surrounding 42%. Let me tell you this. China developed very well because of the youthful population that were energized, that had a capacity to work. And that's what we have here in Africa. 532 million plus people are aged between 15 to 35. That's according to the AU statistics. At the same time, 1 million plus young Africans enter the job market every month. That's again for the continent. And nobody can deceive me that the oil and gas or the energy industry, or let me say even sector, because that's even broader, do not require the service of the young professionals. Okay? And at the same time, we have 42% of global youth who will be Africans by 2030. And that same 2030, we expect to have achieved in a global energy demand mix. And at that same year, 2030, we should have the global youth to be in Africa. Anytime I travel around the world and I see Africans come greet me, because the problem I've seen on my LinkedIn page that I'm around, or probably they might have heard from somebody that I'm in town, and I hear the kind of things they are doing. I'm marvel, you know, and it's so sad that we have most of our African people wanting to leave the continent and not stay in the space to contribute. It is not a burden. It is Africa's most powerful competitive advantage in the global energy race. That we have this quantum of youth in our mix. I will not dwell so much on this. Let me skip this, and if any question comes, I'll trace it out. Now let's look at the challenges quickly in the next 5 minutes. So we have educational skills gap. We have structural and financial barriers, no doubt. And we also have industry access and awareness issues. These are the key areas I'm going to concentrate now. When it comes to educational and skills gap, one of the key things that I've realized, even as a lecturer, it has to do with the skills mismatch. Of late, I hardly go to class with a book. I go and lecture with on top of my brain. I bring a case study and we solve it. And while solving it, I bring all the cases out. I bring all the scenarios out. I bring all the policies out. I bring everything that has to do with technology, commercial aspect of the oil and gas industry out. You know, curricula today do not align with industry needs, and it's pathetic. You know, I always tell university guys that, guys, go back to the industry, go yourself as lecturers and intern. It is not disgraceful to be doing internship with your students because they come back better than you, because they're still keeping the 25 years, 35 years old manuals when things have changed. Go to the FPSOs, go to the gas field, go to the gas processing plant. 1 month, 2 months, learn. Only 9% of growth in relevant vocational graduates versus 16% industry demand growth. Everybody want to have a degree. But let me tell you something. On a flight from Dubai to Australia one day, I met a gentleman who didn't have a degree, but was working on an FPSO in another country in Africa. And this guy was earning $20,000 a month, no degree, because he went to vocational school, hands-on. We have too many degree holders in the continent, but few of us are able to work with our hands. Let me say this. There's a young guy who came to me one time ago and said, "Doc, I'm looking for a place to do my national service." I said, "Okay, I can get you a job in this company, but you're going to be on the field." Until now, I've never heard from the guy because he's looking for office work. The problem we have today with our youth is the way we are taught, the way we are brought up. Nobody wants to wear the coverall. We all want to wear white and put on a tie and say we work for Chevron. I'm a reservoir engineer. I am working for Total. I am a production subsurface engineer. And show off. We don't want to go to the field. Nobody wants to go to the field, make his hands or her hands dirty. But let me tell you, if there's anything I know, if there's anything I've come to understand, it's because I made my hands dirty in the field of oil and gas. Limited access to specialized petroleum and energy training. And that's where SP comes in. Globally is an issue, but if you're an SP member, you know what I'm talking about. You know that you know where to go to find those webinars. You know where to go to find those materials, to read, to research. 86% of 10 years olds in Africa cannot read a basic text. And I made a joke somewhere that I've met a CEO of a big company who is not educated, cannot write his own name. You know what happened to them? When they get those accountants, when they get those learned accountants and those CFOs, all they do is just to cheat them. Let's be deliberate about our education. What will make you stand out is the level of exposure you have as far as training is concerned. I normally don't like to keep quiet. I like to chat with people. But if you come to me and there's no content, I will find an excuse to find my way out of the conversation. Let's have content to chat with. Let's go to our leaders and let them know that, hey, I have something to give. I was so valuable to the point that the CEO of Petrobras told me one day that if you were a Brazilian, I would have employed. You understand what I mean? That is the extent that you go. Clinton, I'm recording it. In your presentation, you said this, but I disagree. With all due respect. Why? This is what I know. Tell me why I'm wrong. And they'll love you. Especially the technical guys. Nigeria has a new gas master plan. If I were you, I'll download it and review it, like my Bible. If I want to go to the gas industry. If I am an oil and gas person and I want to do reservoir or drilling, I'm looking at to a conference where a big guy from SLB will be there for me to challenge. That's the only way to show off. It's not when you meet the SLB big guy and say, "Sir, this is my CV. I'm looking for employment." You come and do what? What I did was this. I went to there. I said, "Hey, I've seen your RSS. But are you sure it can drill this meter of ERD?" I researched on SPE paper and I realized that nobody has ever achieved it. Can you help me with data? I'd like to go further. They'll show interest in you. I saw a recent food development plan as an IOC or as an NOC. And I realized that you chose this and that platform. Why didn't you choose this one? My last research I did with SPE1 Petrol showed that this could be a good value for money. What are the volumes you're looking at producing? How are the economics? This is what we want to hear. Because the traditional, I'm looking for internship, I'm looking for a job, is becoming useless. Structural and financial barriers. 23% of African youth are not in education or even employed. Something that you and I cannot change now, but it is reality. It's fact. Limited financing for youth entrepreneurship in energy. This thing, even apart from the financial barrier, one thing I realized is that once you share your idea with any big man, he's in a hurry to go and deploy it with somebody else. And I always find it very devastating for a young guy to think and become an entrepreneur. They will meet you, share your ideas, and you see them publishing your patent. The great complexity deters young entrepreneurs. That is true. Brain. So why wouldn't we leave the continent if you're not respected? A young lady from Nigeria was crossing the Sahara Desert to go through Morocco to Spain. He was asked to go back to Nigeria, where she came from. She said, I would rather die here than to go back to Nigeria. A young lady prefers to die on the desert than to go back to Nigeria. It's a shame. It's a shame because we are in a way failing ourselves. Because if 45% of our population want to leave the continent and leave the 80 years, the 70 years, 60 years to survive, that's ridiculous. Every government in Africa should be intentional about developing youth entrepreneurs, finding source of funds for them to develop. Industry assets, gender disparity persists across technical energy roles. But with time, it's changing, believe me, it's changing. A CEO from Senegal called me and said, Riverson, I know you have data. I'm looking for a lady engineer in Senegal to employ. Specific. He didn't miss words. It's changing. It's changing. So ladies do not have that mindset anymore. Limited awareness of non-traditional energy career path could be a challenge. Weak academia, industry linkage for practical exposure. That's why SPE is there. All our student conferences have SPE members from the industry attending for networking purposes. For those who can make it to Kenya for the Africa Student Congress, we have bunch of service companies like Baker Hughes, Halliburton, NOV coming in attendance for whole of engagements across Africa. Negative perception about the extractive sector. Yes, I went to give a lecture at K University one day, and it was clear that the guy was not paying attention, and I asked him, I said, why are you here? Why did you choose this program? And he said, it's my dad who chose it for me, but I don't like it. I said, it is clear, you're going to fail. You're not going to be anybody in this industry, so you better leave and go to social science and read English or Ghanaian language, where you feel you are valued. Engineering is not for the lazy people. So the 5 pillars of empowerment. First one is quality education and training. That's industry aligned curricula. That's one of the issues that we're going to address. Mentorship and sponsorship. Mentorship is different. Sponsorship goes further to align the dream of the mentee by the mentor to the industry. You understand? So you align the person goals to what the person is expecting. E-mentorship through SP is beautiful, but today I believe that mentorship is a word. Innovation and entrepreneurship, hackathons, startup village within SPE are key ways to look at it. I believe that every person that I've come across the continent, every young professional is very knowledgeable. And I learned a lot from young professionals. professional network among yourselves, even as students. Okay? Don't look down on anybody. Don't look down on any colleague you have. In your class is seated the next group CEO of NMPC. You have no idea. Just a little bad word you're going to say will destroy your relationship with a person forever. So be careful. On the right in class is a CEO of Seplat, of Renaissance, of Shell, Nigeria. So be very careful. Respect everybody. Leadership and advocacy. After you've gained so much experience, we need you to come to the advocacy side, where I am now, to share your knowledge, to teach the public, to teach industries, to teach presidents of countries, to teach ministers of energy, to teach CEOs of energy sector agencies that you know your staff. That cannot be the beginning of your career, because other than that, you need to have a very strong mentor who will guide you throughout. Go to the industry, make your hands dirty, go into research, and come to advocacy. You understand what I mean? Because indeed, we cannot dissociate CE position from policy and finance. So when you are done understanding the oil and gas technical space, get yourself a program on sustainability, get yourself a program on economics, finance, research and development, and you can go into policy from there. Okay. So key competence for the future energy leader. So you are an energy leader already. I've said it. You want to, like I think I've said it already. You need to look at your fundamentals. It's non-negotiable. You see, you might think 1 + 1, which is equal to 2, is useless for you now. But without the understanding of 1 + 1, you couldn't have solved all the complex mathematics we solved. You understand? So you need the fundamentals. The reservoir modeling is very important. I still remember my reservoir models. I still have my understanding of production and a little bit of drilling design. I might be useless in AI, but I know my data analytics. Energy systems and transition, very solid. HSC, you cannot go beyond that. Project management is a course everybody might take after your 5 years in the industry. Because you're going to realize that every project that you're going to take, or you're going to be a lead, they're going to be even a support staff too. There are 3 things that will come in: cost, time, and quality. Anybody who have done project management will understand what I'm talking about. That every project that you are taking must meet these 3 things. It should not be above the budget, that is the cost, but you don't compromise quality, that's your quality, and must be within the time frame. So if you say 6 months, it's 6 months. If you say years, it's 6 years. This is a course you need to take. You benefit from that a lot. Leadership and soft skills. Believe me, you cannot survive the industry being 90 to 100% technical guy. No. You can know all your stuff, you can know all your drilling, you can know all your AI, whatever. But if you don't have soft skills, forget it. It doesn't work. But you can also not have 90 to 100% soft skills without technical content, and you think you are going to make it. No. You need a balance of the two. I'm still learning to communicate, don't get me wrong. I'm a bit slow because I'm tired, but I need to deliver. So you need to learn how to communicate. Presenting to C-suites is different from communicating to your colleagues. Body language, check. Choice of words, check. Choice of vocabulary, check. Choice of standing, eye contact, check. I remember in fact, just 3 days ago, I was reminiscing over my first ever in live public speech. And that was in Poland, in a city called Krakow, on an SP student conference for Europe, where I attended. And I made my presentation. It was purely technical. No, nothing, just technical. And I was shaking. I was just speaking. I was just opening my mouth and saying whatever I want to say. Useless things. They gave me 15 minutes. I spoke for 25 minutes. Talk about nothing. Just rubbish. But I went back the following year, and I won the competition. I won the Europe Student Congress, the students competition. It was not easy, but I knew I had to learn. I knew I had to start afresh and to learn hard to meet the communication skills that is needed. Cross-cultural leadership. That's what SP does. It makes you meet people from East Africa, South Africa, Central Africa, and even in West Africa, meet people like you have Ghanaians here. I heard the moderator trying to speak Twi, and that's fantastic. Awesome, well done. Cross culture is beautiful. And when I'm going to Lagos, last week I was in Abuja to meet the NNPC Group CEO, and he was very, he was very excited because I wore my African wear that looks like a Hausa man, just like him. We wear the same cap and the same kind of dressing because we wear it in Ghana also. He found it very easy to talk to me because he saw that he's seen his brother. So cross culture, I could have worn suit, but I said, no, let me wear something I know he will wear. Multinational energy teams is very important. Ethical decision making, governance, anti-corruption. Be firm. Be very firm as technocrats. Don't compromise your integrity. Well, in all this, let resilience and adaptability lead you. Don't be too stiff. Don't say, this is me, I cannot change. I want to be a reservoir engineer, so I cannot go drilling. In fact, I was talking to your current Nigerian Council chair, BOT chair, Afolabi, the woman. And you were sharing a very exciting story about how she ended up where she is. She wanted to go and do drilling, and they gave her reservoir engineering, and she was a bit upset. But when you look at her, one of the best reservoir engineers we have in Africa. Striving through commodity cycles and disruptions make you smart. That is why I have not regretted never that I've worked in upstream, moved to midstream, that's gas infrastructure, and now gone to downstream. So I can sit with everybody in the entire value chain and have a discussion with, because I've walked throughout the whole value chains. It's important. It's important because being flexible allows people to position you where you need to be. And believe me or not, through it all, you identify who you really are. I do not miss upstream one bit. Maybe I miss midstream because I still love midstream. But it is so close to the downstream, right? So I'm not so far away from my love, the midstream. Entrepreneurial mindset. Identify a gap. Bring a solution. And please take it from there. I believe you all know Kenyon International, the CEO, my very good friend and brother from Uyo. Started so young, an entrepreneur. Today, one of the best drilling guys in Nigeria. And he's not even close to 40 years. Not close to 40 years at all. You might think he's 55 or whatever. He's not even close to 40. Don't tell him I told you that anyway. So what does SP have for you in the next 2 minutes? Then I'll close this chapter. The Petro Ball student paper contest. I remember my first trip to China was to go and play Petro Ball for my university. Can you imagine? I went to Beijing for the first time in my life because I was chosen by my university in Moscow while I was doing my master's to go and play Petro Ball for my university. I went to Poland, I told you already. For the first time, I entered Europe. I mean, entered, not transited, because I have transited through Europe many times. Was to go and present a paper contest, which I think I was a loser. I was the last but one, or maybe the last person. But when I went a year after, I won. I mean, I won to the extent that first year or second year, I think second year of my PhD, I went back and I won again the overall PhD best research. And then SPE invited me to ATCE in Dubai to present my paper. It didn't end there. After my PhD, SPE invited me to Dubai. If you check my LinkedIn profile, the photo over there, that big photo, SPE invited me again to a workshop to be a speaker. You know? So I realized that I had to scale up. I scaled up so beautifully because if Praise will meet herself, I'll be so happy. Praise, please meet yourself. Young Professionals Workshop, like it's going to happen this year in Ghana, I think. And last year it was in Nigeria, yeah. Leadership Career Path, 10-card training for early career. E-mentoring, I think I've mentioned already. ALP. I was an ALP for about 8 years, non-stop. Traveled the whole Europe to give lecture on ALP. I went to Croatia, I went to Germany, I went to even Australia. When I came back to Ghana, Africa, 2018, I traveled the whole country, visited all the universities in Ghana, and I did ALP for them. Beyond the Borders, last year was amazing, the first ever we had in Africa. YPs across the whole world, I mean, across the whole continent was there. From Angola, from Uganda, from Chad, from Nigeria, from Ghana, even from Uganda, from Kenya, Tanzania, we were all there. Energy for me is one of my favorite things to do. I remember going to secondary schools to give Energy for Me lectures. And I'm glad to see some of the people I met in the senior high school today as in the energy industry. Anytime I travel, I meet somebody who knew me from somewhere. Dr. Riverson Oppong, I said, yes. How do you know me? Oh, you came to my university. You came here. I met you here. It gives me so much joy. It gives me so much joy to see young ones coming into the industry. So please do not give up. Do not give up. I'll skip this one. I think I've touched on that. I'll skip this one as well. Join SPE. Be very intentional about what you do. And let me say that your generation has the power to reinvent Africa energy sector, not by replacing what exists. You cannot reinvent the wheel, but by transforming it from within to show the surface. The sector, indeed, to be honest, does not just need workers, it needs visionaries, it needs innovators and resilient leaders that we are forming together. And that is your call as young professionals today. I'll thank you for having me and looking forward to picking a few questions and I'll run away in the next few minutes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Riverson Oppong. Please let's use the clap feature on the chat and show our appreciation to Dr. Riverson Oppong. Thank you, sir, for your time. Thank you for taking out time to explain the topic of discourse to us. We are very much grateful. All right, so before the question and answer session, I would like to acknowledge the presence of some esteemed guests in our midst. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Daniel Kwabla. He is the SPE Ghana membership lead. Please, please welcome him. And also we have Samuel Uko, who is the SPE Unilag president. And also we have Eniola Ijaola. She is the SPE Uni Abuja president. And also, we have in our midst Fatumbi Onilola, who is also the SPE Lautech president. So please, if your hands are not too busy, please welcome them. We are so glad to have you in our midst. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your time. Thank you for staying true. All right, now to the question and answer because we are running out of time and Dr. Opong has to leave. So please, as I mentioned in the safety brief earlier, if you have questions, kindly raise up your hands. And also, if you can't raise your hand, just indicate in the chat box by putting the letter Q before your questions. Every question will be attended to. Unanswered questions, however, will be attended to after the session. So we await your questions. All right. All right. I have Demilade. Demilade, you can ask your question, please. Hi, Demilade, are you with us?
All
Please, you
right.
can ask your.
Okay. I wanted to ask, like, as the 100 level petroleum engineering student in Nigeria, what's hello? Yes, ma'am. Hello, hello, ma'am.
You can go on your question, please.
Hello.
Hi, Demilade, you can go on with your question.
Okay. I wanted to ask, as an 100 level petroleum engineering student, what are the specific?
I think we're having a trouble hearing Demilade. So Demilade, if you can hear me, please do write your question in the chat box. I would read it to Dr. Riverson. Thank you. All right, so let's
Okay.
have Akinwumi. Please, you can ask.
Hello?
Akinwumi, please,
Can you hear me?
can you kindly cut out the background noise? We can't hear you.
Sorry,
Please just
can you
ask
hear me?
ask this question.
Can you hear me?
All right, continue.
Yes.
Yeah. My name is Amid. I'm a 300 level student, petroleum engineering student, and the current team lead for energy for me, Society of Petroleum Engineers, University of Ibadan. So, Dr. Riverson, you mentioned something about IFOMI earlier and your participation in it. So I'd like to ask that how can student-led program like Energy for Me be positioned to bridge the gap between students and the energy industry? And how can student leaders maximize their impact in this space? Also, the second question is what strategy can young professional like we adopt to build impactful career locally instead of seeking opportunities abroad? I mean, how can we do our thing locally and then present it to the world in a big platform? Did you get the question? Sorry.
Okay, can I answer them now, moderator?
Yes, sir. Yes, you can, sir.
All right, good. Um, so the question about getting energy for me to bridge the gap between academia and that is that energy for me is like versatile lecturer program. Okay, there's that energy for me is for the senior high schools to more or less make them practically inclined with the energy or the oil and gas space. ALP even takes it further. ALP takes it further by bringing now professionals to the universities to give lectures based on case studies, practical lectures on what they've done in the labs, on the field, or based on their projects. How this help bridge the gap is this. And let me say this freely that if I had a chance of attending any ALPs and other lecture programs and energy for me programs whilst I was young, I might have done better than whatever I've done now. We had zero of these. So you have it, and that's what is bridging the gap between the academia and the industry. That's the answer. Now you mentioned YP is getting a platform to showcase their know-hows and getting the audience and all that to talk about what they know. Yes, that's what SPE does. That's what SciPec does. So every year you've seen that SciPec allows students to attend the third day, the full day engaged for them. SPE has the SPE students congresses, both in your local session, in your region, and even above for the winner to go to ATCE. Let me mention that last 2 years, the winner of ATCE student paper contest is from Nigeria. You understand? So there are platforms. There are platforms, and I believe that anybody who is very interested and endowed in SPE knows about what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
And I can leave.
Yeah, thank you, sir. All right, sir. We just have one question here, and the unattended questions will be attended to at the end of the session. So I want Olasukomi Mubarak to ask this question now. Can you hear me?
Very much excellent. Thank you very much, Mr. Riverson, for the wonderful. Sorry, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Hello. Sorry, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Please.
Oh, sorry. Thank you very much, Mr. Riverson, for the wonderful dedication. Now, one thing I think when you were speaking was when you talk about the knowledge gap and also the fact that the youth of Africa are actually of solutions for Africa. But the problem is that I have observed that many youth after graduating from school, we tend to be abroad searching for research experience because we believe that our country, Africa, does not really provide so much opportunity for us. So I don't know if there are some research experience or opportunities that is particularly for Africa or within Africa. Very young students or NC graduates who are just in school can contribute directly to improving Africa's energy. That's what my question. Thank you.
Are
Unfortunately, I
you,
couldn't hear anything. There were a lot of breaks in it, so I don't know what to do. If anybody heard him well, let me know.
all right, sir? I couldn't hear him as well. So Mubarak, please kindly put down your question in the chat box. We couldn't hear you. It was breaking. So, all right, sir, I will just read one of the questions, or a couple of questions we have in the chat box, as Mubarak is writing is. Okay, so William Takpa says, my question is as maritime students. We as the oil and gas industry sector, mainly for the petroleum students, please, how can that gap be bridged? Thank you. And also, there's a question that says, my question is as a 100 level petroleum engineering student in Nigeria, what is the specific skill or experience I should start building now to stand out globally before graduation? And okay, yes, sir, you can attend to this, sir.
All right. So I think the whole lecture was about this question. So I don't know when he joined, but I showed the pillars of where every student should look at. If you remember, I'll share the slides with you, and then you can pick it from there. So we save time. Okay. All right.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Um, Mubarak is here to send this question. So any other questions will be attended to after the session. So please let's give a round of applause to Dr. Riverson for his time, for sticking through till now. We are very grateful, sir. Thank you so much for joining, and do enjoy the rest of your evening, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. Moving forward, if you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. Okay. As we wrap up, we will be taking a quick group photograph. So kindly turn on your cameras and let's see those beautiful smiles from Ibadan to Accra. So thank you for being with us to this point. Kindly turn on
Excellence.
your video.
Hi, Excellence.
Yes,
Real quick.
yes.
I would like Mr. Daniel Pabla to address us real quick before we put the
Oh,
session. All right, Mr. Daniel, sir, we'd love to hear your voice, sir.
Hello, am I audible, please?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear, sir.
Oh, okay. My boss, Dr. Riverson, is on the call, and he's the best person for all your answers or the insight he might seek to gain in the oil and gas industry and in SPE as well. His experience is vast and he has immense exposure. He keeps inspiring me every day. So I'll just say that take key information from the lecture that he just delivered. I'm inspired myself. I've listened to him severally, but I keep getting inspired daily. So just take heed to it and then apply it to yourself. And I believe you excel when you apply this golden nuggets that he shared with us today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel. Really appreciate those kind words. Right, Excellence, over to you.
thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. Thank you. And please, before the photograph session, I would like to acknowledge some important guests also in our midst. They joined a couple of moments ago. So we have the NSBE Vice President in person of Adelaja Frederick, and we also have Bashirat Tayo Patoki, SPE Abiola Ajimobi University chapter. So please let's jam our hands together as we welcome them. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking out time to be in this session. All right, so moving on. We would be having the photograph session, as said earlier. So let's see our beautiful
Why you dey carry am
faces.
for myself?
Kindly turn on your
God, I beg.
video camera so that we would document this memory. Thank you.
What do you think I'm with my babe? Yeah, everybody has to come. Yeah, to this space. Yeah, are we taking the screenshots?
All right, we're waiting. A couple of us have not turned on our camera.
Have you screenshot? Have you screenshot? This screenshot is up. Don't do am. After you don't do am. My hand don dey pain me. Make na screenshot this thing. No, I dey record now. Please, you have to take this thing. Wait, let me take it. Let me take it there. Chill, chill, chill. Screenshots. You don't take them.
All right, let's keep it coming. Thank you. Let's keep it coming. Kindly turn on your camera. All right.
Paris, have you taken it? I beg, take a lot, bro. Please, may I
Thank you so
recognize
much.
Engineer Patrick Ezenachi,
So we can turn it
SPOA
off
section. He's
now.
on the call. Port Harcourt session. SP Port Harcourt session, please.
Moving on, we would be having the membership lead in person of Oluchi to give us
Yeah, what's
membership.
that?
So to stay connected and enjoy more opportunities like you just did today. So please stay tuned as Oluchi gives us the
Engineer
membership
Patrick
drive.
Ezenachi.
Oluchi, over to you.
He did call. I see him
Thank
now.
you very much, Excellence. Good evening, everybody. I am sure we had a great session this evening with Dr. Riverson, and he said so many inspiring things. So, bringing SPE to you, can I have the next slide, please? SPE is Society of Petroleum Engineers and is a place for today's oil and gas and energy individuals in the industry.
Once you
So
just
what you
shout in this
stand to
comment,
gain as
I beg, hold it.
being a
Hold
member
it
of
like this
SPE is
conversation.
just
I need
an
I
example
beg.
is this
Hold
evening's
it.
webinar. You start to gain career
Hold it,
visibility,
I beg. Hold it.
networking with industry professionals,
I beg,
and
I think
access to
conversation
live
dey end.
technical events such as this, where you get to know what you need to
To
do
edit.
or how to take the right step that will direct your path in the industry. So our members are not only professionals in the industry, members are also one of our members. We have students, we have recent graduates. If you just graduated, you need SPE as a community that bridges that gap for you. We also have young professionals and senior professionals. So how do you join SPE? You can join SPE by going to your browser and click and typing www.spe.org. So SPE, since International is a dynamic hub for energy professionals around the globe. Just like we had SPE student chapter from Accra this evening. So SPE is not only from University of Ibadan, we have SPE all over the world. So SPE bridges that gap for you where you can get to learn excellence and leadership skills too. And so SPE also um gives you opportunities where you can volunteer in energy events. So how you join SPE is by going to your browser and clicking on www.spe.org. And if you have any difficulty in doing your registration, SPE UI has a well detailed video for you that can guide your registration as you register as a new member. Also, if you're an existing member of SPE, just like we have student members here that have been members of SPE, you can as well click on the link and ensure that your membership has been renewed. So that is all from me this evening. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you so much, Olichi. Thank you for the membership drive. So please, just as we've heard Oluchi, let's do as said, join SPEUI, join SPE in general, and I am sure you won't regret it. All right. So before we move on again, we have another important person in our midst. So please join me in welcoming Patrick Azena from SPE Worry Session. Patrick, we are so glad to have you in our midst. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your time. And moving on, please, if you are with me, kindly give me a thumbs up. Let's keep the energy coming. Let's keep the energy going. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So,
All right. As we
Hi,
come to the
Excellence. Hi,
end,
Excellence. Can you hear me?
yes, I
So,
can.
real quick, I'll quickly take some announcements. I'll take some announcements from our respective chapters. Okay, so is coming up next is sorry, a minute, please. So coming up next is a career guidance and outreach committee section, understanding the United Nations SDG 7 goal, hosted by SPE Ghana section. The sub team is affordable and clean energy. Okay, yeah, present understanding the United Nations SDG 7 affordable and clean energy, hosted by SPE Ghana section, coming up Thursday, 19th March 2026. Okay, and moving forward, we have SPE Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and in collaboration with, I guess, Regional Maritime University, Beyond the Classroom, Essential Career Building Skills. Coming up 21st March 2026, 5 p.m. GMT. And as well, from SPUI, we have a minute, please. So yeah, we have our HSC training coming up, level 1, level 2 HSC training, dates to be announced. We're already mobilizing, what's it called? We're mobilizing members to join the wait list. As we are in conjunction with Diplomacy Consulting, the sorry about the other words. So the prizes for those sessions will be discussed subsequently, will be shared subsequently. Sorry, so sign up today, join the wait list as we look forward to this HSC training session. All right, for now, that's for now. Thank you very much. Over to you, Excellence.
Thank you so much, Okoyemi. Please, a round of applause for the SPUI programs lead. We can do better. Let's keep the claps coming. Yes, thank you. All right, as we come to the end of today's session, I'm very sure we learned a couple of things from Dr. Riverson. All right, and I will now want to invite um, the SPUI overall teams lead, Otubu Rukewe. to give us the closing remarks for this
All
session.
all
Rukere,
right.
please, you have the floor.
Good evening, everybody. I hope everyone can hear me. So, yeah, my name is Rukere Utubu, and I'm honored to give the closing remarks for this session. Time is fast spent, so I'll be quite quick with it. I would certainly like to appreciate Dr. Riverson, even though he has left the call already, for gracing us with his presence and for his inspiring and insightful contributions. Also, to participants from SPUI and SPRMU, thank you for your engagement and for making this collaboration truly meaningful. To other participants joining us from different institutions, countries, background, thank you for your time, your engagement, and for being a part of this conversation. Today's session is a reminder that true progress comes from collaboration. And let this not just end as a webinar, but also as a call to keep learning and growing. Thank you, everyone, once again, and I wish you a wonderful night ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rukere. A round of applause for her, please. All right. Okay. We are drawing the session. We are bringing it to a close. And I would also like to sincerely appreciate our speaker in absentia, our organizers, SPUI and SPERMU, and every participant here. From Nigeria to Ghana, this has truly been a beautiful collaboration, and I am sure everyone learned valuable insights from today's session. So, thank you all for joining us. May Da Sim Bebre and have a wonderful evening. I remain Adejumo Excellence, and please do not be quick to leave the call. We'll be taking the national pledge. Thank you.
Apparently, there's no national